Welcome to our Launch Your Side Hustle in 15 Minutes webinar. Let me go ahead and share my screen and we'll get kicked off. How do I share my screen in? Share screen. There it is. A little bit about me. My name is Liat Hoffman. I'm the founder of DevOpsR. So in this free webinar, I'm going to help you launch your side hustle in 15 minutes. Tonight, you're going to walk out with a real live website with no code and no credit card needed. It's so simple. So if you're watching this, you already have an idea. You've probably had an idea for a while, but for whatever reason, pressures in life, distractions, kids, everybody has a reason that they haven't just tried their idea, self-doubt, or maybe you have someone in your life who's telling you it's a bad idea, and you're giving space to that person's doubts, right? For whatever reason, you haven't moved on the idea. Tonight is the night that you stop getting around to it and actually try to move forward on your day. It's very exciting. For example, a teacher may want to provide private lessons. A parent might want to do a family recipe cookbook. An employee might want to do some consulting on the side. A retiree might want to monetize their decades of skill and their expertise. And an artist might want to showcase their work and make their first sale. If you can describe your idea in one sentence, then you are ready. So tonight's promise is that it will be 60 minutes from an idea to a live URL, a real website that's yours to keep, and it's free forever. And it gets you leads straight into your inbox, which is very exciting. And you don't have to spend $1, not literally nothing. It's totally free. So this is the agenda for the night. We're gonna just create our pitches. We're gonna build our websites. I'm gonna talk a little bit about some marketing strategies that a solo operator can use, leveraging some AI technologies. And then if you have a URL that you've made, please do share it to this video and let me see what you've made, because I love seeing people using this tool and what they've actually done and created. So your one sentence pitch. If you can't say it in one sentence, then you can't sell it. So this is a nice structure that you can use. I help somebody to do something so that they can achieve an outcome. So you want to think, who is it for? What do you do for them? And what changes for them? In other words, say, for example, I want to give piano lessons to children. I want to help children to play piano so that they can enjoy music and play songs. Okay, easy enough. So go ahead and construct your one sentence pitch. By the way, it doesn't have to be this structured. You can actually pretty much enter whatever prompt you want, but it will push back if you are using third-party IP or that kind of thing. It won't work. So here's an example that I made before. A teacher might say, I help 6th graders who hate math feel confident before the next test. A parent who wants to make the cookbook might say, I help busy families cook lunch about dinner that they look forward to. And the employee might say, I help early stage startups to ship their first analytics dashboards, and I do this on the side. Now it's time to write yours. So take a second, you can pause the video, write yours down. All right, now we're gonna go to the live build portion of this webinar. DevOpsR Lite, just a little bit of a brief history, is one of the apps that I've built. And the goal was to make a landing page builder that somebody with no coding experience and no technical experience, and really someone who maybe has shied away from ever using tech in the past, could use very, very easily and get something that just works. So you don't have to configure anything. You don't have to do any plugins. You can just type in a sentence and your website is almost 99% ready. Of course, you can configure it and change it and massage how it looks and update the images. But the guts of the website, the form intake, which is what is really important here, works. You get leads directly into the application and it pings you in your inbox, and you get autoresponders to people who are signing up for you. And it's got an AI assistant as well as a drag and drop editor. So it's very, very easy to use. So I invite you now to go to this URL, light.devopser.io. Yeah, let me say that again, light.devopser.io. Again, there's no purchase involved here. This is a free website for you for life. Okay, so we're going to do these steps together. We're going to describe in one sentence your business idea, the one that you just wrote down. Or if you just want to test it out, you can also pick one of the starting points that is pre-populated, but hopefully you are here because you actually have an idea of something you want to do, be it a scuba dive instructor or a music teacher or a fitness pro or what have you. You're going to get a preview of the site, and then after you log in, you can customize it. And I'm going to walk you through some of the features. So let me go ahead and switch over to DevOpser Lite right here. So this is what the website looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and be a music teacher for the purposes of this demonstration. Let me just make sure that I have space on my subscription. You can see I've made quite a few websites here as I'm playing around with it a lot in order to improve it for users. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and log out so that you can see the full flow. So at light.devopser.io, you type in your one sentence prompt that you already wrote down. So I'm gonna write in, I teach children guitar. Also, DevOpser Lite sites have optimizations for local businesses. So it's very important if you are serving a locality to include that in your prompt, because the AI will actually include that in the copy, and in the settings of the site, you can put in information about the like your phone number and your address and all of that kind of thing that will make it show up in Google searches when people say, I'm looking for a, you know, an instructor in such and such an area, and Google will then surface your results. So when they Google you, well, they Google music teacher in San Diego, which is the example I'm going to use, it will actually come up. So, oh, I see. Okay. So I teach children guitar in San Diego. I'm going to go ahead and press play. That will trigger the site being built for me. It has a very accurate estimate here because it actually estimates based on previous usage. So you can see it's taking between 42 and 72 seconds. I don't think any site gen has taken longer than 90 seconds, which is very exciting. Especially compared to some of the other builders that I've used. You can waste many, many hours trying to create a website or even launch. So you can see here that the site, DevOpser Lite, has now generated a site for me. It's got a hero, it's got nav, it's got an about section with relevant images. Not 100% relevant, but that's okay because you can actually regenerate more specific AI images or upload your own images, which I think is even better, especially with the new AI UK law that's coming into effect, I believe in June, very, very soon, that says that anyone who has websites that are serving the UK needs to mark that their images and videos that they're using are AI generated. So I'm putting in place some support for doing that, but real images are obviously very, very good. The AI images just help you get where you need to go faster, but it's fully configurable. And then here's the hot sauce, is this book a lesson form, right? This form is integrated in with the DevOps Lite platform with zero configuration, zero plugins, zero developers, zero anything. It just works with, and every single site launches with an A+ security headers rating, which means that malicious JavaScript, cross-site scripting, man-in-the-middle attacks, all of these things that can happen when you don't have a security headers in place are mitigated. So it's a secure website that's safe for you and safe for your users. Once you've generated your site, you can go ahead and click anywhere and log in. It will send you a magic link code. To your email. Then once you've entered in your magic link code, once you've entered in your magic link code, it will bring you into this builder site. This it will give you a URL, something like /site, your site number, and a builder. And this is where it gets really cool. You still have an AI on the side, but you also have you know, a drag and drop editor where you can change images very, very easily using AI generation or upload. So, you know, I wanted to teach kids guitar, and it's given me a role-playing piano, but I actually want a guitar. So it gives you suggestions for prompts, but you can also write in whatever you want. A young guitarist playing with joy as Little String Guitar Studio. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and generate that. You see, it just takes a few seconds to generate the image. It's very, very fast. It's going to update that section with the new image. And there it is. You see, so even if the initial site gen doesn't give you everything that you want specifically, it's very, very easy to change everything. I can actually update the text. This is the text manually. So if the AI has made something that you think is like 90% good, but then needs just one or two tweaks, instead of having to change everything about your site, which I find in vibe coding platforms can happen, where you want to make just one tiny change and then the AI kind of goes out of scope and changes a whole bunch of things. You lose things that you actually like and want. This lets you do drag and drop editing, and anything where you want to make a change via the AI, you can also do that. So say I wanted to change the hero image, I could say here, change the hero image in the AI, and it will think a little bit and actually implement that for me. All right, I don't see any uploaded images. Would you like me to search for an existing guitar lesson? Generate a custom AI. Let's generate new image. So what you saw me do via the drag and drop editor is also possible to be done via the AI. They're fully interchangeable, and often something is, okay. And there it is. There's my image generated by my AI agent. Okay, this looks pretty good to me. I want to publish it. So I'm going to go ahead and click publish, and it will take about 5 to 10 minutes to deploy. While we're here, I want to give you a little bit of a preview, should I say tour of the inside of DevOps Lite. So once your site is deployed, you'll get your own subdomain. The leads bar is anyone who submits this form at the bottom, which, by the way, you can edit the form, you can control, you know, what fields you want to gather, what information you want from your customers. You can change the button text or the success message, the error message, the colors, all of that's configurable. But what you don't need to futz around with is the technical side of getting the form data into a database. That's just going to happen out of the box automatically. When someone submits this, you'll see a lead show up right here in this leads tab. And it's very, very easy to use. And it's got an additional feature that I don't talk about a lot, but it's actually got a full automation suite. So if you're getting leads from that form, you can also create an automation to integrate with your CRM, for instance. And you can ask the AI to build it out. Like you can say, integrate my form with Salesforce, instance, and it will go ahead and think about how to do that and build that out for you. It will ask you for whatever API keys you need. Everything is stored securely. And it will build that out for you. So, but going back, so you can see, okay. Oh, so it's saying that it has the Salesforce API structure, but it needs to gather a few details from you. So in order to complete my Salesforce integration, I would need all of these things. I would just put them into automation and it will basically build it out for me. It's very, very easy. And it's easier than, for example, Zapier or some of these just purely manual. It's like Vibe automation. You can Vibe your automation and build your automation stack. And so it makes DevOps Lite a very, very powerful tool in the end. Going back to my site that I just generated, let me see, did the site publish? Yes. So once this link turns into a little green link like this, you can then navigate to your site and you can see it has this really ugly looking subdomain, right? That's just the default. You can actually change your subdomain every 24 hours on DevOps. So even though you only get one site, you could theoretically try multiple businesses using it until something works. Isn't that fun? The iteration is built right into the product. You can see here, I can go to book a lesson. It will take me right down here automatically. I'm going to say, hey, I'm Liat Hoffman. This is my email address. I've got a fake phone number. Student's name is Gil 7. Previous guitar experience complete beginner. And this is a test. I'm going to go ahead and send the inquiry. And you can see right here, it says, thanks, we'll contact you to schedule your lesson soon. Going back in, oh, see it says here, your site is live. Going back in here, you can see now I have a lead showing up. I can now look at this lead. I can add tags to the lead. I can add notes, and it's going to send an autoresponder. It says here, no email sent, but you can actually, let me see, no emails are sent. Oh, no, the email was sent, so that's, I just refreshed this, it should show that the email actually was sent. Oh, that's a bug. Okay, well, the autoresponder did actually fire, and that should show here. I'll fix that. Always fixing things, that's okay. But if I show you my phone, you can see here that I did actually receive an autoresponder. It says, hi there, thanks for reaching out. We've received a message and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. All of this is manageable in the settings field. So if you go to settings, there are a lot of cool hidden features in DevOps Lite that nobody really knows about that I want to tell you about. First of all, you can change your site name. Second of all, this logo is configurable. You can use a word mark and change, for example, the font, but you can also upload an image with your logo or whatever logo you want to use. Highly intuitive and usable. The subdomain, I think, is one of my favorite features. I don't want my free website to have this long, ugly string, so I'm going to change the subdomain to I'm going to change the subdomain to guitar.devops.io, and look, it's available. I'm going to go ahead and click change subdomain, and you can do that once every 24 hours. So even if your first side hustle idea doesn't work out, you can just change the subdomain, ask AI to totally rewrite the site, and you can iterate multiple times until you find a side hustle that does work. So there is nothing to lose by trying your idea. You have good ideas, and you should try them, and you should believe in yourself. You have nothing to lose to ask people, hey, what do you think about this? It's gonna work out. So there it says update, it's updated. So you're going to see, hey, this no longer works, but let's go ahead and go to guitar.devopser.io, and there it is. Very nice looking subdomain. Now, if you want a custom domain, that is also possible. That is further down here in the get a domain, a complimentary. So if you have a complimentary plan, which I'm happy to give you, you can connect to the domain you already own. If you subscribe to the starter plan, then you can actually get a free domain included with that. And it's, you know, each tier you can get multiple domains and have multiple sites. So it's definitely worth looking into that. Some of the other cool features here, you can update the fav icon. That's the little icon up here. You can see right now it's just showing a blank. But if I wanted to add an actual fav icon, I could do that. The SEO description is pretty important for Google. You should update that. The social preview image is if you share the link on social media, what people see, you know, it creates like a little preview card. So if you want to control the preview card, you can go ahead and generate an AI image, or this is another cool feature I didn't show you yet. Every AI image that's been generated since the start of the platform is actually available for you to reuse, because, you know, why recreate something if it already exists and you can reuse it and share? So for example, you can pick anything that someone has made over the course of the history of this platform as your OG image, or you can generate a new one. You can also, by the way, generate animations, which is really cool. I don't think you can use these as an OG image, but they look really nice on the site. You can also upload, you can link a YouTube video, you can upload videos, and oh my God, images. And once you're up there, you can actually adjust the zoom, the brightness, and the contrast as well. There's a lot of features that help you make it feel like your own. You can select the site language. Currently, I just have 2 site languages encoded, but I hope to expand that to more. Currently, it's only English and Hebrew. If you're a local business, you want to pick what your closest match is, because Google will actually show you for this. So in my case, right, it's see, therapist, coach, doctor, personal trainer, gym, home services, pets, other. Other is music teacher. You can put your phone number, your street address of your business, and this DevOps or branding, you're going to have that on your site. It's just this, powered by DevOps or Lite. If you subscribe or get a complimentary subscription, then you can actually remove that so that it doesn't show the DevOps or branding anymore. When you get a new lead, you want to get notified. The autoresponder, that's the one that got sent out to me. You can fully control what that autoresponder says. If you upgrade to a custom domain, the autoresponder will come from your branded domain. So it won't say DevOps Turtle, it'll say, you know, at yourdomain.com, no reply. You can add tracking pixels in here from Meta, from Taboola, PostHog, you know, whatever you're using, it will accept it. Google Analytics, of course. But speaking of analytics, I will show you the analytics that are just built in. Again, you don't have to configure anything. It's just out of the box, available for you. Also, if you're running Taboola ads, sometimes you have ad network compliance requirements, things that say that it's an advertisement, that kind of thing. So I've built in basically a toggle where you can configure that really easily to help you to meet the Taboola requirements, even though it doesn't guarantee that it will, because they have other requirements aside from how the landing page looks, like false claims, that kind of thing. So it won't guarantee you to get through, but it will save you some time, and you don't have to tell the developer to follow their requirements. And then the automations, of course, I already showed you. And you can see here that another cool feature is if you own a domain, you can switch them between sites. If you have multiple sites, you can take a domain that was associated to one side and associate another, so you can be A/B testing and playing around with domains. And the last thing I want to show you that's very, very cool is the analytics section. So the analytics section is great because you can see here, this is where I went to the page and I submitted a form. You can see right here that I have 100% conversion because 100% of the people who've been to this site, that was just me, submitted a form. You can also set a CTA conversion point. So there are something in the here, go back to the site. So there is a section called the CTA section that looks like this. It says CTA. And whenever someone clicks that CTA, you can actually set it via the AI or via the where did it go? Oh, I see. It changed. This is still the CTA section, but I just accidentally changed the format because there's 4 different layouts for every section. So you actually have a lot of configurability with the template. So before it was a banner, but then if you drag and pull like up or left or down, it will change the format of it automatically. So that up is the banner. Right here, if I click right here, you can see right here, track clicks as conversion. If you click track clicks as conversion, then whenever someone clicks your CTA, like say you don't want to even use the form, but you just want a CTA that links through to another site, you can also track that as a conversion event and it will show up in your analytics reporting right here under track conversions. You can also see, I guess, the emails functionality is totally broken. I'm trying to fix that, but it's already sent 1 email. So that's something I've just discovered now to fix. And here's something else that's really cool is that you get real user monitoring. So you can see how many sessions, how many users, what the bounce rate was, the largest contentful paint. These are important metrics for the user experience on the site. You can see everything's in the green, which means everything is working well. If you see something in the red, just contact support because it should not be in red. I'm support, so just contact me. Okay, so this has been the demo portion. Hopefully by now you've been following along and you actually have your site up and configured and running. Let me go back to the deck for the next part. So, okay. So you can change your words, you can change the colors, you can change the photos and the contact form, you know, and we're going to move on to the marketing playbook. So now you have your side hustle site, you have a live form where you can track conversions and leads, you have good data analytics, you haven't had to set up anything, no Google Analytics, no nothing. I mean, you can if you want, but you haven't had to do any of that. It's all just working. What do you do next for your startup? Okay, so where do your first customers actually come from? They don't come actually from strangers on the internet based on ads. Generally, they come from people who already know you. My first 10 users for DevOps or Lite were people who I personally knew and reached out to. So what you're going to do is, using the site that you've just generated, you're going to find 10 people who you think could benefit from your service, thing with the side hustle, who you actually know. You know, you can text 10 friends individually, you can go to your family group chat, you can contact coworkers who might care, anyone you know who you think this is something that they would like. This is a business that I can serve to them. You can put it in your WhatsApp status, your LinkedIn feed, the communities that you're in. Everybody's in online digital communities on Discord, that kind of thing. Post it around, you know, get the word out. Local Facebook groups are a good one. Reddit subreddits on Reddit, if you have the permission to post there, can be a little bit hard to post if you're a new user, but if you are an established Reddit user, definitely use that. And meetup groups like this one, these are all good places to advertise your startup. And remember that one personal text is worth 100 mass posts. Just think about like a billboard on the side of the highway versus a love letter directly to someone. Obviously, the love letter is going to mean more than a billboard. That's just kind of a general broadcast. All right. 3 things that you can say tonight. You can text a friend, hey, I just built a website for my idea. I would love an honest take. And it only takes 30 seconds. Here's the link. Boom, you have a user. Or a social post, I've been thinking about doing this thing for years, and today I finally launched it. Please be brutal. Here's the URL. Boom, just monetized. Or you've used your social media following, people already care about you, already invested in you, to drive traffic to this idea and give you brutal feedback. And maybe they'll say, hey, man, no one needs this. Maybe they'll say, this is what I've been waiting for. Oh my God, I'm so happy you're doing this. You just don't know until you ask. And then a conversation reply. So what you can do on X and Threads and these, kind of open forum type places is you can see an opportune, relevant time to reply and actually add a conversation reply to a thread and say, hey, I actually help people with that. Here, text me when you have a minute and I'll send you the link. So these I find are one of the biggest drivers of users at this time for DevOps or Lite specifically, but the main thing is don't spam people. So if people are having a conversation about something that's totally not relevant to what you're doing, don't be like, hey, look at my website, because then it will just go over their heads. They won't see it. But if it's something that's relevant and people are looking for a solution, give them a solution. Why not? Be specific, be vulnerable, and ask for one small thing. People like doing a small favor for people, especially if you've been doing favors for them for many, many years. Everybody likes to, give back and support each other, I found. All right, so please go ahead and comment your URL below this video and show me what you've made. I'd love to see what you've made, provide any feedback or support, or if you have any questions. So paste your URL into the comments. We'll get some reactions. Maybe I can give you 30 seconds of feedback. And you can walk out proud because, hey, you've just shipped a business, a side hustle business, in 15 minutes. And most people just sit on their ideas and they don't do it. So you're already ahead of the curve. Don't be afraid to do the things that you dream of doing. Just take one small baby step every day and show up every day for it, and amazing things can happen. And congratulations, you're a founder now. You have a live website with a real URL that's yours to keep forever. You have a one-sentence pitch you can repeat in any conversation. And the marketing checklist for your first visitors and customers is very, very cool. And as well as a room full of people who just did the same thing. But obviously, it's an online webinar now, video, so you can at least feel like you're in the digital room together. Okay. Well, I'd like to thank you for joining me for this free webinar. I will be posting this to YouTube now. And if you have any questions, please reach out to me. My name is, again, Liat Hoffman. I'm the founder of DevOps for Lite. And in case someone is wondering around if I can integrate payments in with DevOps or Lite, yes, you absolutely can. It's so easy. So if you have Stripe or NAS or any kind of merchant, Gumroad, that kind of thing, you can go ahead and generate a payment link for your product. And you can just go ahead and they have a hosted checkout on most of these merchant websites. Stripe certainly does. I know that Gumroad has. So you go ahead and you generate a payment link with your merchant, and then you copy that link into the CTA. There's actually a pricing section that you can add that wasn't added here. You go ahead and add it. Add pricing section. The AI is going to do that in a few seconds. If you ever want to know all of the sections that are available to add, the AI knows. So that's why there's no documentation, because you can just chat to the AI and say, hey, what sections are available? What can I add? What can I take away? It's going to make a decision on what sections it thinks you need, but maybe you want to have something else. Like, for example, if you're running an event, there's like a full event calendar you can put in, and there's lots of cool sections that you can add. And like I said, every single section has multiple layouts. So for example, the hero, I can actually change the way that the hero looks. And there's 4 different options for, I think, every single section. So you can play around with the look and feel of the site. So you can see right here that it's added in this nice pricing section, $240 for 4 lessons. Right here where it says get started, you see that it has a link to the contact form. Right in there, just drop your payment link. And then when a user clicks get started, they'll be taken to your hosted checkout on your merchant. So this can be used as a store. But you do need to obviously have an external merchant. I'm building a new site called DevOps for Stores that's going to have native integration with Stripe out of the box, and hopefully we'll be launching in the next month or so. So stay tuned for that. If you have any further questions, please let me know, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.